Good morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Tsama Nafshi, here in Yerushalayim, Ir Kodesh. We're learning in Yoni Diyoma. Purim is a week away, so we want to get ready in all ways possible. So we're learning now a Medrash Tanchuma, which goes into some of the benefits and precautionary measures which we should take when we're drinking wine. And we're going to take an example from Noah. The first time the Torah itself mentions anything about wine was the involvement of Noah with wine when he came out of the Teva after the Mama. So let's see what the Medrash Tanchuma has to say. This is the Parshas Noach, Sif Yud Gimel. Yeah, go ahead. Start with me.
First, a question.
Sure. Hey, no problem.
It all happened very fast.
Yeah, right.
It was the same day he planted, the same day.
So
I'm saying,
yeah.
it was like it was a setup for him.
Okay, number one, it seems like a setup, but we're going to see. We'll keep holding your question.
Okay.
Let's go, and we'll see if it doesn't answer your question.
Vayichal Noach ish Adama, and Noach mended the ground. I forgot what the word.
It became mundane, became like profane.
Kevan sheniskak la'adama nasechon, because he was
attached
to the ground.
He
became cool.
Became mundane, meaning he was an Ish Tzaddik, as the pasuk is going to say.
Right.
In a minute, we're going to quote the pasuk. He was an Ish Tzaddik Tamim. He was like perfect in many, maybe in all possible ways, and all of a sudden he became a Ish Tzaddik. Good morning. I'm doing Chazorah because I'm on this.
Amar Rav Yehuda Rav Shalom, Betchila Ish Tzaddik Tamim. It's very was a tzaddik, a 3-year tzaddik. V'achshav Ish Adama, and now he's the man of the ground. Vayita Kerem Mishinata Kerem, and he planted a vineyard.
Really great.
Mishinata Kerem Nikrai Shadama. From the moment he planted a vineyard, he's called the man of the ground. Shaloznis Kaku Ladama Venasuchaim. 3 people attached to the ground and became poor. Elohen, who are they? Cain, Noach, Uzziah. Cain, Noach, and Uzziah. Cain, the Cain Haya Oved Adama, because by Cain says he was a servant to the ground.
He worked the ground.
He worked the ground. Ma Ketiv Na Vena Tiyet Ba'aretz. Ma Ketiv Na Vena.
So that also that's a reference to also what it's also written Na Venad Tiyeh Ba'aretz. You should wander about in the land.
No, Ketiv Vayichal Noach Isha Adama Vayita Kerem Vati V'zeh. And by Noach it says he planted a vineyard, and he became desecrated.
Disgraced. His vaza.
Yashit min hayayin, and he drank from the wine. Amrucham bo bayom nata boker, bo bayom nata ker. And that day he planted bo bayom asapirot. That day he made fruit bo bayom batzar bo. On that day he crushed them bo bayom derech bo. That day he went on his way. Bo bayom shata. And while he drank, bo bayom shlishtakar. That day he came shikar. Bo bayom nitgala kolano. And on the same day nitgala kolano, he made himself bad.
Made himself disgraceful.
Amar of the tenors.
So they're right. So this is what you said at the very beginning. You look, it all happened very fast, right? So it sounds like a setup, right?
Well, after a year, or almost a year in the Teva, taking care of animals, and according to Shem, they didn't sleep because there were days and nights. And you get out, you just want a little freedom, like we talked about the other day. Purim is a day for the Yeshiva guys to let go,
Yeah,
So,
okay.
He didn't get that.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm not a Noach.
It'd be good shafet.
Yeah. Well, to tell you what one of the explanations was. I mean, you have to explain. Anyway, why of all things he wanted to plant a kerem in order to get the wine. So Lamais, I remember Rav Scheinberg Zatzal went into this in detail. He says we know the Gemara says based on the pasuk, Yain Yamari Nefesh. You give wine to those of the embittered souls. Meaning that was the Gemara. That's a pasuk, right? That's a pasuk. And the pasuk is used by the Gemara to say we give yain to the availing, to the Mikam
Right,
availing.
right.
There's a minhag there.
Yeah,
Actually, you used to have the minhag there?
Yes.
We don't.
We have.
Oh, there was a
There
minhag.
was a minhag.
Nowadays we don't do it.
And then we went from wine to arak, and I think
Yeah,
that was stuff.
Okay. They give 7 cups of that.
It's to hit you what's happening. The enormity, basically, the wine is to hit you the enormity of what's happening. Because when somebody's, that's what I heard. That when somebody passes away, your mind is really you're like in a dream. You're like in a dream for the first while.
Right.
They give you the wine, so it when you're sitting shiva, they give it to you in shiva. But you have an egg, you have wine,
Right.
and at that point, so you're sitting, it hits you, and you can mourn, and you can mourn. That was the concept. That's what I heard.
Right. So first of all, it allows you to adjust to the tremendous change which is going through. A person's in a serious life situation when he's lowering the.
And that yain is something chashuv. Somebody's in the Yeshiva, you said you give him an egg. You give him an egg.
The egg is because that's
you give him
my-
an egg and you give him a
Look at
cracker or something like that.
look at
All of a sudden
Avil
people give him wine. Let's give him mushroom.
Look at Avil can have basav yayin, right? He can drink basav wine as much as he wants, but he can't learn Torah because why Torah is going to make him happy. So the Rosh
Well,
Hashanah
you
also
can
said-
eat meat.
Not the first meal, but during the shiva,
Oh,
during
no.
the rest, there's no prohibition. Like on Tisha B'Av,
Right.
you're not on the, but on even Erev Tisha B'Av, not ever just Terry itself. It's a tinus. But every the 9 days for us, and Shu Shechal Boy, right? No meat, no wine, because those things make people happy. But an oval, a real oval, he can have wine and meat.
But just
Not-
wine, if I'm understanding, it's only at that point. That's
No, so there's a special mitzvah to give him the wine of availing.
Right.
That's a special mitzvah.
But during the week, he doesn't drink wine, does he?
He could. No, I mean, if he could, he wants. He wants. Good.
A custom.
No,
No wine, no meat. But it's,
Oh, good.
That's a custom.
There's no issue. I mean, it could be a custom, yeah. But Torah, he can't learn Torah because Torah's going to make him happy in a permanent, absolute sense. But wine. But in any event, the wine was given to the mourners in order to help them adjust to this tremendous change. So one way of understanding why Noah wanted to do this, he was mourning for his whole civilization. Humanity was gone.
Yeah.
When you're in the table, you don't realize it. You're busy. When you come out, and you see that. We think. Don't think that the world was like Gan Eden recreated when he came out.
It was empty. It was empty.
Empty. There was
Nothing.
Rashi explains because
Three
3 tefachim of soil was scoured
That's
off the
right.
whole. There was no soil in the world.
That's right.
There was just bare rocks. Nothing was left. Absolutely nothing. I remember when I was visiting my family in Florida. So we were walking back. I guess the morning, Shabbos morning. So my brother stopped and he pointed out at the curb on the sidewalk where the curb and the street meet. So there's a curb there, and he says, "Take a look at that." And he says, "What's that?" And he says, "That's the name of the road that we're working on." And they engrave it into the sidewalk. So why engrave it into the sidewalk for? He says, in case there's a hurricane and everything's destroyed, right? The emergency crews should at least know where things used to be, right? Because it could be that
I was there.
everything.
I was there.
Everything's gone.
People had their street signs. Yeah, I was there. There's two major hurricanes over there.
Yeah. But, it's just everything's gone.
One of them we did call Nidra at 3 in the afternoon because the police said we had to be in the houses by 4. It was the end. That hurricane never showed up, Baruch Hashem, but we had others.
Sure, they get hit with it.
No gas for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No water.
And so, no, there was nothing, anything they remembered when what used to be was completely gone. So he did it with a certain desire to use the wine to help him use the wine in the proper way. The pasuk says, "Yain the Marin Nefesh," to give wine to those who have embittered souls because of their loss. And he was obviously the person who received the greatest loss in humanity. But yes, look what. So we have to explain why did this all happen on one day? What happened here?
When he was ready to plant a vineyard, the sun came in front of him.
Right. So now you're going to realize why it all happened so quickly, right? Because up until now, it's just the Midrash just explained what happened. He planted, he came out Paris, he was butzer, he harvested it, and he was darked, he squozed them, and then he drank it, and they became drunk, right? And his gala kolonik. So why did this happen so fast? Because what happened, as he was getting ready to plant, the very first thing he was supposed to do, what happened?
Amal matanot, what are you planting? Amal carrot, a vineyard. Amal mati, but why?
Like what good is it for, right?
Beretab betukim, the fruits are sweet. Ben lachim ben yerushim, whether they're fresh or dry. Osim en yain, make wine. I mean, sameach levavot, that makes the heart happy.
Joyous, yeah.
Okay, dichtiv, yain samach levav enosh, that the wine is going to make the heart
of people joyous.
Amar Satan, Nishtatef Sheninu Bekerem Zeh. Let's become a partner in this vineyard.
Yeah, so now you see, like, again, no one's forcing now. I said this yesterday, the Baal Dover doesn't force anything, it just comes with a good deal. Ask Bechira, you have Bechira. When no one's forced, he's not forcing you to do anything. If he would force you to do something, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. That's the whole point when in the Megillah, when we're reading the Megillah next week, Be'ezer Hashem, right? Ein oinus, they were drinking an ein oinus. The Archbishop made specific orders. As nobody's supposed to be forced to do anything. Because had he forced the Jews to do something, there would have been
Right.
He wanted them to do it amazing, with intention.
Amar Lechai, he said Lechai.
So Noach said he took a shvua. That's like a lashon of a shvua. He said, okay, he took a shvua. Let's be partners. So here we go.
What's a hevi keves v'hargo tachat hagefen. He brought a lamb and he killed it under the vineyard. Achar kach hevi ari v'hargo, and after he brought a lion and killed it. V'achar kach hevi chazer, he brought a pig and killed it. Achar kach hevi kof. The monkey and he killed it. Tachat hakerem, under the vineyard. Vehitifo daman be'ot hakerem, and he spread out the blood in that vineyard. Veshakuhu midameha. Midamehen. And he
watered it. He watered the carrot with the blood of these animals.
Remez lo shekodem sheyishteh adam min hayayim arehu tam kekeves zobaolam. Sorry. Let me just shut it off.
No, this is the Baal Dover. The work been apart and they came apart.
They're going to keep coming back?
Baal Dover is a sucking.
And
they say the devil made me do it. No, not true. The devil doesn't make you do it. The devil may tempt you, right? But he doesn't make you do it. Don't blame the devil.
Wrong religion. Ramez lo shekodem sheyishte adam min hayayim arehu tam kekeves zo shener de'aklum. And this is an illusion that before a man drinks, he is like a lamb that doesn't know anything.
Right. Before a person drinks, he's regular, he's tame, he's very calm, very inhibited.
So he killed these in front of Noah. He did this.
Yeah. This was his.
Wait a minute. No, it's a little problem.
Story, right?
Wait, no, there's a little problem here.
Yeah,
a little problem. The problem is that from what I learned is that Noah knew Torah.
Right. Why did he know? How do we know?
Because he knew which kosher animals which weren't. Right.
Good.
Okay. So he learned Torah.
Good.
So he knows that he can't have blood, and he knows that he can't use the concept of the bloods to raise the thing. So if you tell me the Satan came behind his back, okay, I understand. Satan is going to define different ways. Once he agreed. But if you tell me that he was there in front of him, he's killing all these animals and using their blood to do the ground, and he knows that his grapes are going to come from there, I don't think Noah in that,
Yeah, no, I hear what you're asking, but I don't think that there's an issue to use blood. You can't eat or drink blood.
Fertilizer.
But use it as a fertilizer. That could be the case. That could be the case.
I don't know. It doesn't sound right for a nice tzaddik to see all this stuff happening.
Well, no. First, you should know that it's very good fertilizer. As a matter of fact, I mentioned this yesterday. The Mishnayos, the Gemara mentions, I forgot exactly where, that when they would used to, there was the Amos Hamayim that came through the channel in the middle of the Beis Hamikdash. So when they would, at the end of the day,
they would wash it up.
There was a lot of blood and all kinds of things mixed in. So there's a problem with the water going down to the Nachil Kidron, right? Because the fields down there would get benefit from this
Right.
blood, which was really kodshim,
Right.
right? So it's a question whether or not that it was permissible or not, right? So you see that there's nothing really, in essence, losing it. It's, you know, it's,
The organic stuff that you buy in the stores, it's very expensive. What kind of holiday fertilizer?
I have no idea.
It's penguin. We got it from penguin from Argentina. It's called Ugana. Big sacks.
I don't know, it just doesn't sound right that
That's
Noah
what
sees
this
all this there and he's just saying, okay, I'm gonna have it. Okay.
well, no, again,
No,
it's,
the Gdolim from penguins from Argentina.
What do you do there?
That's where they fertilize.
use that as fertilizer.
They kill it and they,
No, that's the Gdolim from them.
The excrement,
oh yeah. I thought elephant was the one.
That's what using. That's what they use. That's fertilizer.
I thought it was from when the zoo used to come to New York, there used to be lineups for the elephant. I'm not joking, it was big lineups. That's why they didn't have to clean up, didn't have to pay for cleanup afterward, because everybody came for the fertilizer.
But the same question
Okay.
I guess, what happened with the cough? There was more than 2 coughing?
That's the, you
Original
asked the
lines?
question, another question yesterday, said, we know that
Still
only
there,
two monkeys only came out of the table.
He killed one.
All of the ones he killed, also the lion, right? He
Yeah,
killed a
well,
lion.
yeah.
also.
Kvasim, there were more.
What?
Kvasim, there were more.
Kvasim, yeah, but there's a lion, there's the
Yeah,
calf, and there's,
right,
there's so,
Yeah, no, okay, so,
what's
so
going on
as I
with
said yesterday, it needs, it's turkey, and you gotta try and understand
well, it's just
it.
something, he can make up what, make a
Well, I mean,
what
you
it
know,
brings also,
but he,
you know.
you know, he made one.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, it needs explanation, how that, it's a very good
It's a
question.
nice story.
Also the pig, there was only one, right? And the monkey, the pig, the lion.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
yoter midai nasa kechazir.
Look,
If he has a
unless
lot.
they breed it very quickly, you know,
That's
they came
only
out.
only seemed like it happened all one day. Because
Could be that they breed it very
Well,
quickly.
what we're finding out, the nisim of the wine was to get Noah, okay? I'm not sure that everything else was nisim. I mean,
No,
I'm not
well,
saying-
okay, I'll ask you a question, like, what happened, let's say a lion, 2 lions came out, right? And two good animals to pick, that they like.
Monkey?
No, what do the lions go after? The lions go after?
Zebras.
Zebras, okay, 2 zebras came out, right? 2 lions came out, 2 zebras come out, right? So when a lion got hungry, yeah, so what did he eat that day?
That they eat grass.
Until they ate grass until how long?
They weren't allowed to eat until much later, until after the sacrifices. They weren't allowed to eat meat, I thought, until after they made the sacrifice.
That was Noah, but
Noah.
But
The
but
people-
animals.
I
but
think the
became-
animals the same thing. They weren't killing
So
before Noah.
my son Noah, before he made the Kerem, he did the sacrifices already. The sacrifice took place. That was the very first thing he did, right?
Maybe the second? Oh.
Yeah,
I
take a
don't
look
know.
up
maybe there was
Okay.
kriyat from the beforehand.
No, everything was gone.
Everything was gone, there's nothing from before. That was, had nothing left, that's for sure.
That-
Could be that
Never-
the oil was the remains of all those animals and stuff like that. Even they admit that it's fossil remains. That you know, Sinclair oil used to have a picture of a dinosaur on its thing. I don't know if you remember Sinclair oil. But so where did that first lion with the 2 lions? What did they eat that for until they grew baby?
There was
Greek?
nothing there, there was nothing to.
No, so yeah, so you have to, physically speaking, you gotta explain things somehow. You know, like, what, they didn't have hunger until...
Or the amount of food that Noah brought to the land until the land was open, that's what they ate, like the mud. The mud lasted a long time.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, I don't know, man. You have a good point, it's a good question, but there was nothing there, there was nowhere to put.
What did they eat on the table?
That they had, because he brought.
Whatever he
Whatever he
brought.
brought, Noah brought, and then everything lasted.
Right, but if it lasted longer until they could reprogram again.
How many cannibals did they have?
Yeah. Okay, look.
Yoter midai nasa kechaz. If you drink too much, you're going to become like a pig.
No, you missed out. I think
What?
where the Ari. What first was the lamb, then was the Ari, right?
We did all those.
Ari we did,
That if you kill, he killed the Ari.
right? So right. So
And then I go then Akem v'tifo daman Akem v'remesh
now this is where you are, right?
Remesh Remesh shekodem sheish de'adam min hayayim harevuta
Oh.
keves zo she'ein nodakum. This is an illusion that before you drink you're like a lamb who knows nothing. וקרחל לפני גוז נעלמה. נעלמה. I don't know what that means. Karchel לפני goes in Alma.
Means to be silent. Elam.
There's
It's gonna be like something
very
like
meek, he's very meek. Right.
Shatake hu harehu kigvor kari. If he drinks like a normal person, he's like,
Right, like he drinks properly.
He's like a strong, like a
He's
lion.
going to be
Mer en kemotova. People say there's nobody like him in the world.
Right, he becomes high and mighty, right? You know, he drinks properly, he becomes high and mighty.
Kevan sheshata yoter midai, nase kechazim. And when he drinks too much, he becomes like a pig. Midalech b'meir raglayim u'vidvar achar nishtaker nase.
Oh,
No,
so
sorry.
that's
And then he goes like with Uranus in himself. Like he gets totally dirty.
he gets all messed up. He's
Nishtaker na'aseh, and if he gets strong, he becomes like a monkey. Omed, u'meraked, u'mesachek, u'motzi lefanav, kol nevelot. And he stands. He how do you call it? He dances. He laughs. And he plays around and he does all different novellas, the terrible things. And he doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
And everything happened to Noach. What is the meaning that Hashem called him Noach HaTzadik? Compared to other people.
Okay, so all this happened to Noach, meaning he drank a little. Before he drank, it was like a lamb. Then became like an ari. Then became like a chazer. Finally became like a kite, right? And if this happened to Noach, who was a tzaddik, and certainly should have had some siyata d'shmaya and protection from Hashem, can you imagine what happens to regular people? Okay, so that's basically. We'll leave the rest of this for.
Okay.
And so you see from this what again. So. Your original question was, it looks like a setup, right? Still looks like a setup.
Sure, it's a nice story.
The Satan came to if it's a Satan did all this, the Satan came to it, and he was able to get the best of it.
Yeah, but because Noah agreed. He says, you could have told him, get away, I can do this by myself. I need you to help me build a carrot. What I need, go away, bother somebody else. Right? So once you get the Satan involved, it's difficult. You should know that the Sefer Shekabah Yasher brings down one of the reasons that they explains why do we have a fast before Purim, right? That
what we're going to do on Purim, drink and do all sorts of things that may be not desirable.
So for one thing is a kapara.
Kava Yeshua says this.
Yeah. One says he's a kapara. Another thing also is that since you're going to be going into a situation where the Yitzhar is going to be active, right? You put a bottle on the table, and it's like Noah building a carrot. We're not planting a vineyard. We're going to be drinking the real stuff, and so the Yitzhar is standing there waiting to tempt us. So by fasting the day before, it sort of weakens the Yetzer Hara, right? And we have more siyata d'shmaya to be able to do the mitzvahs of Purim with
That's a terrible reason, Rabbi.
What?
It didn't work for Noach.
No, he didn't fast before. He wasn't fasting before.
Manyan, he just got off of the boat. He
Yeah.
saw all these nisim. It's the
Yeah.
story the Kami said. They came into the midbar. They saw all these nisim. They started to make complaining already. Same thing over here. After time when they all came off of the boat, he's doing shoot for this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons I said that Noach, the reason it happened to Noach is because instead of planting food, he planted a vineyard. He should have done food first. He should have
It's
weed.
a nice story over here.
I heard the story, but I didn't realize that the Satan became a partner. I thought the Satan was.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Rashi brings down that Noach, when he came into the table, he brought two saplings. One was a sapling for grapes.
One was for olives, no?
I think, I'm not sure. I gotta check. I have to check. So he already had this plan. Right?
Well, he knew he had to rebuild the whole world, so I'm assuming he had seeds for wheat and for barley, for everything else also. It's not just that he brought these. I mean, these might be one of the main ones, but he had to bring everything because there was not going to be nothing left over.
Could be. Rashi, they make a point that he brought these two. Whether he brought everything, not sure. There's another way you can explain it also. There's those opinions that Eretz Yisrael was not inundated by the Mabul.
Right.
So they
Right.
were, so you could have
Yes.
gotten everything from Eretz Yisrael.
Right. That's
Everything, you know, they could have used that as the supply,
Right.
storage for
That's
everything.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, well, so whether it was completely inundated or wasn't, so that's, opinions in Chazal in terms of that. Okay, let's jump to the bottom. You have one little short piece over here, so there'll be enough time to finish up for this year today. Let's just do that.
Rabbi Levi.
This is in Parshas Shmini. That was previously in Parshas no. This is Parshas Shmini.
Rabbi Levi, Rabbi Shalom. Velashon Ivri Shmo Yayin. In Hebrew it's called Yayin. Velashon Aramaic Chamar. In Aramaic it's Chamar. Begai Matayim Varbaim Ushmona.
Gematria.
Arbaim Ushmona Keneged Ibarim Shadah. I gave the 248 things of man.
Right, so Ches Mem Reish is 248, which corresponds to the 248 Averim limbs of a person.
Hayayin nichnas b'chol erev erev. It goes into every one of the limbs. V'aguf mishtashel ve'odat metotelet, and the body mitrashel.
With Rachel becomes weakened.
Weakened. Ve'odat metotelet.
Das becomes confused.
Nichnas yayin ve'odat yotzet. The wine goes in and the brain goes out. V'kach shana Rabbi Elazar hakafar. Nichnas yayin yotzet. The wine goes in and the secret comes out. Nichnas yayin shu shivim. Yayin goes in, that's 70.
That's the Gematria Yayin, Yud Nun, 70.
And so there's also 70.
Right, Samek Vav Daled, right, that's also 70.
Lekach nitztaveh kohen gadol shelo yishteh b'shah avodah. That's why the kohen gadol was told he's not to drink at time of avodah. Kadesh shelo titaltel datos, his mind should not become mixed up. Ela mishamer haTorah, what keep the guard the Torah, mishamer hadat, and guard his knowledge. Torah temet hayta b'fiu, the true Torah was in his mouth. Ve'olah lo nimsa b'sfatav, and an olah was not found in his mouth. V'chen hu omer ki sifatai kohen yishmeru dai, that the lips of a kohen is going to keep a watch on his knowledge.
Okay, so it's just coincidental somewhat that that we're learning in this week's parsha about the Big Day Kahuna, and this is the parsha that always comes before Purim in general. Right? Next week's parsha always is the parsha of basically Purim. So we have to realize that a kohen in Shas Avoda he's not supposed to drink, but mashma from the Medrash, and we saw another Medrash previously also, that when he's not doing the Avoda, he could drink as well. But the reason why he shouldn't drink is because he needs to have his wits about it. He needs to be in control. Right? So that's the lesson about a kohen. And the 248 limbs of a person are completely affected by the wine. Right? The wine goes through, Chazal don't have to speak in these terms, but we scientifically, medically, we understand very easily. The wine goes in, gets into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream goes and carries the alcohol to the heavy part of the body.
Would that be true with whiskey or any other drink that has alcohol?
That what they shouldn't, in terms of the halacha, that they
It
shouldn't
goes
drink.
through all the limbs and...
I imagine so. Okay, good. We'll stop here for a few moments and continue next with the Yeshiva.